Hola, bonjour, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Tiki Talka. That's Travis. I'm Joseph, and yes, this is a Virgil van Dijk Celtic jersey. In case you're all wondering, I know you were. Here's a quick preview of what we'll be talking about today. Oh my, oh my days, are they the most despicable football team on planet Earth? How can you play under Arsene Wenger, learn from Pep Guardiola, and your play style is David Moyes?
If I was trying to introduce somebody to this sport, I wouldn't have them watch this version of Arsenal.
They had less points than Leicester City had when they won the league. You want to talk about all-time worst champions? We're seeing them right now. Are English refs actually the worst officials in the world?
You count Sunday League?
Oh, I mean, Sunday League refs are probably just infinitely better than Simon Hooper and Darren England and all these people that are over there, man. Oh my God. To say Terry is better than Virgil van Dijk? You're hot.
If Spurs go down, I think this is going to be the biggest shocker of our lifetime.
It's awesome to spend all that money on a top class stadium for them to have to play championship football.
I'm surprised that dude's still in the job. Every appointment he's had has been terrible so far.
Angelos Marinakis might be one of the worst owners of all time, dude.
At this rate, I predict Forest will go down in the next year or two. Hi guys, as you can see, we're going to be going over the Match Week 28 recap. So we'll start with the Prem. So Joey and Arsenal still on top of the table. City still applying pressure, but as it stands right now, at the time of recording, City have a game in hand. Arsenal are 5 points clear. So why don't we start there?
Arsenal's going to win games. They have the quality. But oh my days, are they the most despicable football team on planet Earth? Obvious Rice handball, followed by a Saliba obvious red card, followed by another Rice should have been red card. They won? For sure. Should have been a draw at the very least. Are English refs actually the worst officials in the world? I'm posing that question to you because for me, yeah, they're the worst. Easily.
You count Sunday League?
I mean, Sunday League refs are probably just infinitely better than Simon Hooper and Darren England and all these people that are over there, man. Oh my God.
I think for the tools that they have at their disposal, there's really no excuse. For those that didn't see this game, it was Arsenal versus Chelsea. Arsenal took it 2-1. Yes, Chelsea had the red card. However, all 3 goals were actually set-piece goals. So this was like a set-piece field day for those that love these kinds of goals. I prefer this only comes sporadically every once in a while. I prefer it coming from
Lower
lower
league
play.
or tables clubs?
No. I mean, I prefer goals coming organically, and then you could kind of sprinkle in some set pieces, like one that the 2 actually that Rice had against Madrid in the Champions League a couple years ago. Like those are fine, those are great. Szoboszlai's free kick, great, but they're just always corner kicks, and it's the same thing. Gabriel come up,
manhandle somebody, get into the keeper's face. Like 5 years ago, or even 2 years ago, these were fouls, man. In FIFA, I can't touch the keeper. I grew up, you can't touch the keeper. He's a protected man. However, if you're Gabriel and Saliba and all these guys, you could commit murder to the keeper. You could kill him, and they won't call a foul. It's not fun football to watch. I mean, the world beater Saka, quote unquote world beater, I'm being very liberal with that term. What does he really do? They can't score from open play. Yorkis, he couldn't get past Chalobah at all. And they spent all this money. He's supposed to be the next best 9. Arsenal fans say he's Sweden's 9. He's the D guy. He's better than Isak. Tell me, at all this season, has he looked like he's worth the price they paid for him?
my opinion, absolutely not. I do think in general, though, most players aren't, just because the inflation and the astronomical fees that are going on are just insane. However, I don't think that he's what they expected. He's not the worst in the world. There are the other flops that were bigger flops than him. However, he's at double-digit goals now, and he's okay. He did look a little uncoordinated as he was trying to take Chalobah on one-on-one a lot of the times. And Chalobah's good, don't get me wrong. However, he made Chalobah look a lot better than I think he actually is.
He's a great defender. Chalobah's not, like you said, Chalobah's not bad, but he's not that good.
Right. I mean, so you look at 1 week's difference. You have the North London derby last week, where Gyökeres had arguably his best game of the season, and he looked good. That game, he did look good. He looked sharp. And then coming to this game, it just seemed completely, I don't know who we saw that. It was completely different.
Tottenham's relegation fodder right now, man. Anyone's going to look good against Spurs.
True.
You can't.
True.
You have to take that game with a grain of salt. It's like if they smack Wolves, like, okay, of course, yes, should be doing that.
Yeah, I wanted to go back and highlight the protected goalkeepers, right? I grew up same era, a protected species, if you will. So Arsenal's plan basically is they just surround the keeper. They'll have 6 of their own guys around him, which if the other team's marking him, that's 12 guys total around the keeper. In my day, that would be either a foul or obstruction, which results in a foul. The goalie can't really run out and punch it anymore. He's literally just standing and jumping into a mob of people, hoping to get his arm on that. Now, I'm not a fan of these kind of goals, and I think that's why they're not cute set pieces, if you will. They're not trick plays. They're not golazos.
Yeah, they're
They're
not doing
just
short corners and then you whip it in somehow or go past 3, 4 people. It's just again, Stoke City, welcome back, guys. I'm so happy you guys are back now. It's so great. I love Stoke City.
at the same time, I can't knock them. If it's working for them and nobody can seem to stop it, hey, by all means, keep doing it. My gripe isn't that they're scoring off set pieces. My gripe is it's only set pieces. They're not coming from anything
Hey, hey,
creative.
own goal? Are you forgetting their most prolific goal
That's
scorer?
true. You can't forget own goal.
You don't forget own goal, man.
Maybe
He's the
we should
best.
get a Arsenal shirt and just
Arsenal 9 own goal?
with the name on the back, own goal.
Yes, please, dude.
Hang it up here.
I'll pay for it. I'll buy it.
Right. I do think though, if you look at the players they have, Odegaard, they have plenty of creativity that can come through. Rice is supposed to be the best midfielder in the world, right? According to Arsenal
That's
fans.
the best offensive 6, defensive 8.
I'm not seeing any creativity that's coming into results in organic goals from the flow of play. So between that and you look at some of the calls that I did think go Arsenal's way, they were showing highlight after highlight. So if you look at right before Chelsea scored, there was like a corner. Declan Rice had his arms wrapped around the guy's chest, upper
Yeah,
chest
he was
area,
choking out Hato.
and he hit the ball right here, right? And from what I know, handball, yes, it's supposed to be in a natural movement.
Make it
This is not natural, first of all. Second of all, it hit below the sleeve in his elbow. According to the rules, as far as I'm aware of, that is handball. And I know the handball rule changes all the time, but the latest one that I read, that's still a handball right here. If it hits up here, it's different, but it clearly hit down here. So why it wasn't given as a pen, I'm not sure. Chelsea score like a minute later, but
I can answer.
Yeah.
Because Declan Rice was being fouled while that happened, so that's why it wasn't ruled
by
a
who?
handball. But you're right, Declan Rice, he wasn't being fouled. He was actively fouling an opposition player in the box. And of course, in corners, everyone wraps up right before the ball is kicked. That's kind of what you want to do. You don't want to get comfortable and getting right into a spot. You're going to be around him. But as soon as that ball's in the air, you can't touch him anymore. He was choking him out, dude. He had him a rear naked choke. And he still went like this. And then the refs called foul on Hato. How? Because he was about to tap out, man. What are we talking about here? Then right after that, Saliba is rugby tackling João Pedro. He's wrapping him up, dude. Beautiful tackle. If he was a linebacker, man, I'm like, oh my goodness, sign him to the NFL. But that's not a foul. And then as he's actively attacking João Pedro, Rhea punches him in the face. That's 2 fouls, dude. Nope, nothing. It's clear. And it's just playing football. I feel like, and I'm going to dip into the Arsenal fan base handbook here. It feels like Pemgol is maybe trying to hand him this title because all they did last season, as far as I can remember, was whine, bitch, and complain about, no one wants to see Arsenal win. Everything's going to Liverpool. Everything's going to City. No one wants to see us win. The refs are corrupt. No, really, simply not, man. That was blatant corruption from what I saw. I mean, the United call that they got, that's a different story. That should have been a red card if you're going to give it to LaCroix. You should have given that to Gahey, a few weeks ago. That's neither here nor there in this game. They're not playing football, man. They're just not. How can you play under Arsene Wenger, learn from Pep Guardiola, and your play style is David Moyes? How do you get there, man? Moyes isn't like the worst football in the world, but there's a reason why Moyes is bottom half clubs. It's mind-boggling, man. I hate to watch him. It's anti-football. It's not fun. Again, how do Arsenal fans watch this week in and week out and say we're the best team in the world? You're not. You're simply not. You guys are cheaters. You play the dark arts.
When you look at a match coming up for the weekend, especially people that don't know football, they want to see what rank the team has, right? So they're looking at, the first place team's going to play. They're expecting to see something entertaining. So I would agree with you. They come and just, that would be a bad show. If I was trying to introduce somebody to this sport, I wouldn't have them watch this version of Arsenal.
No.
The old one with Patrick Vieira, when it was the heyday of, Keane versus Vieira, great, all day. But that's not this Arsenal.
I'll show them a Fulham game before I show them an Arsenal game. Fulham play fun football. They play very entertaining football.
The only thing I could say is he's just very risk averse and conservative. And he's becoming more and more that way each and every year. And look,
It's
I'm all for clean sheets. I'm all for defending and having a good back line, but not at the expense of just scoring set pieces and winning games 1-0,
you can't win a
2-1.
league this way. You're gonna drop points to bad teams at some point because you're playing exactly into how they want to play. And yeah, you're gonna win a good chunk of games. They have the quality to win a lot of games. They keep dropping points. City has a game in hand. Let's say they win the game. They're 2 points behind you still. You still need to go to the Etihad. And this is the time of year where City turns it all the way on. Arsenal starts giving out around now. That's what they've done for the past 3-4 years. It's what they've always done. So if I'm a betting man, I'm going to bank on the monstrosity that is the second half of the season City versus, well, let me just hit it from the corner here. And I'll have 7 guys around the keeper and we're just going to assault him. And then, oh, yay, we're the best team in the world. You guys suck. And Rice, how in the world did he get into conversations of being one of the best set piece takers in the world? I mean, yeah, 2 great free kicks against Madrid last season. Have you seen him this year? Has he scored any? No? Oh, okay.
It looks like Soboslai has those shooting boots this year.
I love him. I love Dominic. He's so good.
I can't help but keep talking about the corners, man. I am not a fan of wrapping, even like, before the ball's played, wrapping your arms around him. I was never, technically, that's a foul too. You're not supposed to be grabbing anybody. You're not supposed to use your arms. I get it. It's the part of the game now. It's never going to go away. But I do think there should be more disciplinary to help prevent that because I do like when people can, you push, you give a little, that's fine, be physical. But wrapping, you're just holding somebody and you're just both
You're playing
jumping for
rugby.
holding
You're
each
not
other.
playing football. You're playing
Yeah,
rugby.
it's taking the fun out of it. It's taking the movements of crashing into the box. It's literally just let's hold each other and jump. It's almost becoming too barbaric. If I can pick a word, that's what it looks like. It looks like children trying to play a ball. Rugby is a great example. Rugby, how they throw the ball and they have to lift the guy up.
Yeah.
It's kind of what it is. It's just grabbing each other and hoping the other guy doesn't
Yeah,
lift
like,
him
all right, yeah,
further.
get up. You're high now. What also drives me up the wall, man, for these guys who want to, I love this phrase, they want to be hard men. They're going to be bruisers. They're going to hurt you. Oh my gosh, if you touch them, they flop like little girls. Let's go back last week to the North London Derby. Koulibaly lightly touches Gabriel, and he goes, huh, you're supposed to be a tough guy, man. You're supposed to be one of the baddest men in the league, and this is how you react to getting lightly touched. And it's not just Gabriel, that's that entire team, man. You can't breathe on them without them flopping around. What good is making simulation a foul if refs don't want to give cards for it? This is blatant here. It's poor, man. It's poor football. To be an Arsenal supporter, I don't get how you can watch it week in, week out, be proud of this squad and think, yeah, we deserve to be champions. These guys have, I think, what was it, 3 weeks ago? They had less points than Leicester City had when they won the league. You want to talk about all-time worst champions? We're seeing them right now.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. To defend Arsenal here a little bit, it's not just them though that flop. It's a problem throughout the game in every league and every team. But I do blame the rest because it is ultimately them who have the say. They can stop it. They have the ability to. Yes. Do we want to see games where it's only 8-on-8 because there's so many cards going out for simulation? Not really. But I do think it is going to take some of those games, some of those times to happen.
You gotta start punishing people. You have to punish people.
I think they do have to start enforcing it because it's not just the defense. I mean, Gyökeres did it as well. Everybody's just flopping these days, and I get trying to sell a play. Don't get me wrong, I get that, but something so blatant, it should warrant a card. Like you said, the rule is there for a reason.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. We'll wrap up on Arsenal and Chelsea before we get to any hates comments.
Let's get to Wolves, dude. Second win all season. This is their second win in the Premier League all year.
And it's not against cannon fodder. It's against a pretty good Villa team.
I really rated Villa. I really liked Emery, but this has been a pretty consistent theme where after, say, January, post-Boxing Day, they just kind of start falling off a cliff. And I don't know if that's down to how they play. I don't think they play a very high-energy brand of football. It's fun to watch, but it's not the Liverpool gang and press. It's not the Barca Tiki Talka. It's not Bayern back in the 20s. you guys shouldn't be getting hurt all the time. And I just checked before we started recording. They have like 10 players out with injury. What's going on there? And if they don't get Champions League football, because right now it looks like they're not going to get Champions League football, they're going to have to keep selling players because of PSR. Morgan Rogers is out of there, man. He's not going to waste away like Ollie Watkins. He's too good. He's far too good, and he's going to be out. And then you're going to be in an even worse spot next season. They get 2-0 to Wolves, Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Hey, they did tie Arsenal the other day, so maybe it's a turnaround for them.
Just in time for they have to play Liverpool 3 games, 3 times in a row. That's so great. I'm so happy.
Those are going to be 3 boring matches, dude. I'm sorry.
Hey, take it easy. Take it easy.
I think there are 2 main issues with Villa. You said it's a recurring theme. 1, I think it's squad depth, and 2, injuries. Once their front line goes down, they it's not that
That's it.
deep.
Yeah, I mean, Watkins is gone or they're done.
Yeah, part of that you could say is recruitment, but a lot of what we were talking about last week was who's going to go to Villa if I can go to City and play on the bench, or United, or Liverpool, or Arsenal. So I get that it's hard for them to build that depth, but would it be out of the realm of expectations to see that they're still sitting in fourth? Like, I'm sure if you told them this point of the season you're going to be fourth, they would have bit your hands off. They'd be like, "All right, I'll take that."
Yeah. No,
So
100%.
they're still doing well. I think they're still punching above their weight. And if you look at how much that they've spent comparatively to who's behind them, which is right behind them is Liverpool and Chelsea. Hey, doing pretty damn well.
I I guess my biggest gripe is Villa. However long ago it was, you can say that's centuries ago. They are Champions League winners. They've done it before. They have a history of being a pretty solid club, and for most of my lifetime, Villa's just been poor, been very, very bad. They don't have bumps. They don't have scrubs. They have some pretty solid players, but I don't know. I was high on Emery for a few years, thinking this is the kind of club he needs to be at. But at a certain point, when do you just pull the plug on this guy? You can't just keep starting off hot, have a half your squad get injured, and then, finish outside Champions League spots or finish in Europa League. It's not bad. You're still making good money, good prize money, but are you okay with just being another mid-table team, or do you really want to challenge? I just can't wrap my head around owners who just kind of want to. They're okay with being mid-table. They want to be stagnant. It's stable, right? You keep making that money. You don't have to take a risk, but you have the history. At a certain point, you have to take the risk. You have the players. You've always had a history of great players. You got to do something now. You can't just waste people's careers or have a Grealish going back a few more. Let's go back a few decades. A Milner. Like, you have great players. Why aren't you doing anything with them? Why do you refuse to do anything with these guys? You don't want to invest. You say, all right, let's develop, sell them. Some clubs are like that. But I think if you're a Champions League winner, you can't do that. Dortmund is just a different story. Germany's just Germany. Like, there's always feeder teams that we're good. They can be good, but they're just a feeder team. Villa, in my eyes, just shouldn't be a feeder team. They can't be.
Due to history, correct. They shouldn't. And if Real Madrid are the kings of Europe when it comes to Champions League, Unai Emery is the king of Europe when it comes to the Europa League. So a lot of their focus might be resting up and healing players for that competition, because we know that's going to bring a lot of money to the club if they can win that. I don't even think they believe they can win the Prem. So I think they're putting not all their eggs in one basket like Spurs did last season, but they're putting a good handful of them in
Yeah.
there.
They got a lot of chickens there.
Yeah, so I do think Villa is going to be all right. I think they're going to be stable, and I do think he's at the right club for now. However, I think him and Eddie Howe have the same problem. If they want to break through that cement ceiling that we were talking about, they are unfortunately going to have to leave for bigger clubs. And when I say bigger clubs, I mean one that have higher revenues, because it's going to allow them to generate more players, because I think they are restricted with PSR. Every year, them in Newcastle are forced to sell or finagle the numbers to try and keep everybody. Yeah, I think he'll get a crack at another big club. We'll see. But I don't think it's going to be next season. I think he might want to stay and see what he can do here still.
European success, for sure. Like you said, he's the ultimate Europa League guy. Just keep going until you can probably win it, or at least until you don't qualify for 1 or 2 years. Then that's time for you to go.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the just real quick. I saw this in passing, and towards the end of the game, I caught it after I was done watching the Chelsea Arsenal one. Burnley Brentford. Dude, that was an insane game. I don't know if you saw it or saw the highlights, but
I
that
saw
one
it.
was back and forth and back and forth. And Burnley right at the end, you saw that chaos? Honestly,
How do you concede 3 to Burnley? Brentford's good. I really like
Yeah.
Brentford. They're a very solid team. They really surprised me. When, they gave up that first goal, I was like, okay, yeah, I mean, this game's done and dusted. Then to give up 2 more like that and then have to fight for your life to get the winner, this Brentford's Brentford. They're a mid-table club for sure, and I was really surprised. It was a great game, probably the best game of the whole weekend, to be honest with you.
It was probably the most exciting. I would agree. At the end, when Barnes thought he scored for Burnley and tied it up, I so wanted them to do it because I want the just like at the top of the table, you want it tight. You also want the bottom of the table tight. And you want every game to mean something. So I was really heartbroken because Scott Parker, he's killed it in the championship when he's coaching, but he's always struggled. And now he's starting to get this label that he can't do it in the Prem. And I don't want that for any manager. I don't want, happen to Gerrard, happen to Lampard. Like, I don't want that for them. I want people to do well. And yeah, they're going to have bad seasons, sure, but it's a little too consistent for Scott Parker. So I really wanted Burnley to walk away with something.
Yeah.
Now, depending on the angle on the replay that you saw, some it looked like it was a handball. Some did not. If I'm being honest, it looked clean. Just it was close. His arm was next to his hip, and it looked like it hit his hip. Personally, if I were the ref, I would have given it as a goal.
Yeah, but the VAR is just they've like rewritten the rules of the game for it. I was listening to Tony Evans on a podcast, Liverpool reporter, and he talked about how VAR is just it's changed the rules of the game. Liverpool example, Alexis McAllister, he should have scored twice actually, but they ruled it out because it hit his back and then it hit his arm and went in for a goal. If you're an offensive player, no, that can't happen. No goal. That's the same exact thing that happened to Burnley. It's a crap rule. I don't like it. I think it's dumb. He didn't do the Rice elbow move. His arm was just there. He did nothing to it. If he just had it back here and it hit his body just blatantly, still would have gone in. That's a perfectly good goal. He did nothing. He did not try to willingly do that. VAR is not bad. It's the people who are using it are very, very bad. And the scenes, oh my gosh, the scenes were amazing. Like you said, dude, electric. Scott Parker was losing his mind. And then instant devastation when they said no goal. It's hilarious, but it's so sad all at the same time.
Well, here's my take. I'm actually a fan of the rule. I do think as an offensive player, if you're using your arm to score, you shouldn't, because that's happened a team against me plenty of times, right? Teams are scoring on us, and it's like, really? You totally edged it there for an inch. So I'm not a fan of that. I do like the rule. However, I genuinely, based on some of the angles that I saw, and again, I saw some that looked, oh man, maybe. So I get why it's hard to overturn it. But there was one particular angle where I'm like, no, it hit his hip clearly. And you also look at the other players. A lot of the reactions from the Brentford player, even you look at Jordan Henderson, like they sat down, like, nah, that was not a handball. None of them were crying for handball until later.
Until VR came and they're like, all
So,
right, well, we
and they're
blew
going
it.
to take it. They're going to run with it. You sell it, of course. But usually you see hands go up right away. Nothing. So that was my indicator that it was fair. But
I love VAR.
we'll wrap up with that one. Let's move to United. 2-1 against Crystal Palace. Yes, Crystal Palace had a red. I would like to see United start blowing some teams out. However, it's still win. Seventh game in charge this season. And he hasn't lost yet. One tie, and the rest have been wins. Another 3 points for United, dude. And guess what? Took Villa for that third place spot based on goal differentials.
Champions League is here, man. Again, like I said
Mhm.
earlier, dude, if you're going to give LaCroix a red card for that, you should have given Gahey a red card for that 3 weeks ago when Liverpool and City played each other. He barely tapped Cunha's shoulder, and Cunha sold it. Of course, you have to do that. If I'm a ref, I'm on VAR, I'm giving a yellow for simulation. To give that a red for just a blatant dive in my eye, and then 3 weeks before that, 2 weeks before that, you don't even give a foul? It's just consistency, man. Again, English refs, they're just so bad. This is not just us pulling this out of nowhere. This is a common, common opinion everyone has who watches football. There's a reason why they don't get big games in World Cups or the Euros. They're bad. They can't make the right decision. They're almost scared to have a controversial call. You can't expect refs to get it right 100% of the time, right? Here's another different sport example, baseball. They do not like the automatic ball strike system because the umpire, he makes or breaks the game. Yeah, he's not going to get every single strike or ball right every single time. That's the human element of the game. And I don't expect a ref to get it right every single time. VAR is there to help, but you have to have some stones and make the tough call. You just got to do it sometimes. Say, hey, that's a foul simulation. I know you dove. That's not nothing. They're like, yeah, this is a red. You have to do it, and they just don't want to do it. And it varies from official to official. Where Simon Hooper won't do something, but maybe 10 years ago, Mark Clattenburg would have called something. Darren England would have called something. Where is the consistency? I know you guys sit in a room before the season starts and talk about the different rules and say, okay, guys, this quantifies a foul. This quantifies a yellow. This quantifies a red. And it seems like they all sit like, uh-huh, uh-huh. I didn't hear anything you said. I'm going to do what I want to do. It's it's ludicrous, man. Other than that, great for United. Carrick better get that job. He has to get the job. It's beyond like, oh, let's see anymore. No, even if, say, they fall out of European contention, you have to give Carrick this job. You have to roll the dice.
I'm still in the weight camp. I told you each week I'm leaning more and more towards Carrick, especially with other people dropping out. However, there's still a chance that this United can crumble for the rest of the season. So I don't have any faith. United in the last 10 years hasn't given me any reason to give them any faith. So it's not Carrick, it's the players.
It's true. I mean,
So
they
that's what
also
I'll
are
say.
only playing in the Premier League right now. So that could be
Hmm.
everything to do with it.
And a lot of people have come back from either AFCON or injuries. So
Yep.
haven't really hit any speed bumps yet. One player, though, that has significantly improved, or two, I should say. One is Mainu because he's finally getting playtime. But two, Sesko. Dude, Benjamin Šeško has scored, what, 6, 7 since Carrick's been there? Like, he's banging him in, man.
Like that's the striker Arsenal should have gotten.
Possibly. I know they were interested. Bigger club,
Hmm.
better club.
There's good pieces there. I've told you many times I'm a big fan of Cunha. I like how he plays. He's a diva for sure. He's Bruno but shorter. But he's exciting, man. He's fun to watch. There's great players. Diallo's, he's not bad. Mbeumo is solid enough. He's good. I'm so happy the refrigerator that is Harry Maguire is actually showing why United spent all that money on them. I would have loved for him to still be bad.
Look, he's doing well, but I don't know about all that money. For what was he, like 80
Come
mil?
on.
For
Yeah,
80 mil, I would have thought that we were getting Van Dyke. You know
he's
what
worth
I'm
more
saying?
than Van Dyke. He was worth more than
That's what
Van
I'm
Dyke,
saying.
dude.
For 80 mil, we better get a Van Dyke, not a,
Wait, so you're
finally
admitting Van
a
Dyke is one of the
decent.
best, right? That's what you're saying?
I'm admitting that Van Dyke is way better than Maguire.
Just give it to me. Come on. You know
One of
he's
the best in the world today? Yeah.
one of the best
Yeah.
all time.
In the Prem or of all leagues?
All right. Well, I mean, if we're gonna go all leagues, then I mean, of course, there's Maldini, there's Franco Baresi, there's Brackenbauer.
Keep going. Nesta. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
why.
mean, there's great
But in the
guys. I
Prem,
mean,
yeah, he's
Van Dyke is a
definitely
top.
one of the best
He's
in
in
the
the
Prem.
top 10 for me. He's in the top 10 for me. But again, to say Terry is better than Virgil van Dijk, you're high. You're smoking crack cocaine. That's what you are doing. That's just no. Just blatantly no.
That'll be an argument for another day.
Let's get to my favorite game, dude. The one you text me and say, "What happened here? What's going on?"
Okay, you want to go there? We'll start with that one, dude. I felt like I was bad luck because, yeah, 5-2. Your boys are looking good. I'm telling you, dude, you're gaining momentum. Slot in, slot in.
Yeah, so if you don't know what we're talking about, Liverpool played West Ham United, who is potentially going to go down. I think West Ham's going to stay up, but Liverpool won 5-2. At no point during the first half did it look like Liverpool was ever going to lose this game. 4 minutes into the second, West Ham scored right away. I went, okay, here it comes.
That's right. That's right. When I switched to
That's
that
right
channel,
when you texted me. And then we
I was like, yeah.
backed another, and I was like, all right, we were never, ever going to lose this game. West Ham got a second. It's like, okay, sure. Got the fifth. Game
Mhm.
over. Looking better. We're looking good.
Yeah, that's
It's
an
not fun
understatement.
football to watch.
You guys look better than good. You guys looked reminiscing the old Liverpool. You guys walloped them. And yes, I know they're most likely going to go down. But West Ham under Nuno Espirito Santo, he's not a bad manager. They've been playing better, especially now that they have Disasi. Like they've been doing better than what they were prior to
Yeah.
him
I
coming
mean, I
aboard.
think they can stay up. I think they have the quality to stay up. Looking at Spurs, we'll get to that Spurs game, but last week we said, oh no, Spurs will probably stay up. It looks like Spurs will go down.
I
They can't
still
get
don't
it
think they'll
together.
go down, man. But they are flirting a little too close. They're as it stands up today, 4 points off.
They're getting danger close, but to the Liverpool game, Ekitike, he's a sign of the season for me, man. I don't care who signed who. For a minute, I thought it was going to be Flo. I thought Florian Wirtz is going to be the best guy ever. He's still great. He's hurt right now. Flo is easily going to be one of the best players in the world. But oh my goodness, what can't Hugo Ekitike do? Assist, score, dribble past you, around you, can get the ball right back off of you. I mean, he's good. Virgil van Dijk finally scoring headers again. Unk
Dude,
still got it.
that one where Van Dijk on the corner, he flicked it back, and then Ekitike kind of volley passed it to Maka, and Maka launched it in the upper V. I was like, dude, what just happened?
Unk still got it. I'm
Yeah,
finally recognizing my club again.
that was pretty good. One of our first recordings that we've done, I said that Dom was going to be your player of the season, and I don't see anybody overtaking him because Dom was that hot when he started. I'm starting to think I might have said that prematurely because Ekitike is, man,
I mean, he's
he's
dynamite.
they got to be neck and neck at this point. They're both doing well. They're both
I
doing
think I
well.
still have Dom is clearly our best player all season. He's been there week in, week out. You can't drop Dom, but Ekitike sits every so often, and Ekitike can not contribute in a game. He's done it a few times. But Szoboszlai is a guy that can take the game by the scruff of the neck and totally change it all. I mean, this guy's really good. I keep seeing rumors that Madrid wants him. Please, for once in my life, can Madrid just not want someone that we want or just take a player off of us? For the love of God, just leave us
every
be.
team. Every team is going to have that.
But Dom's the best player. He's a player of the season for us, and I think he's a player of the season in the Premier League. I can't think of a single player that's been better than him this season. Name one.
Don't tell Arsenal fans that.
I forgot Declan Rice and their star boy Bukayo Saka for sure. The star boy who's my age.
No, not Saka.
Who?
Rice.
Yeah. All right. The greatest free kick taker of all time, man. If I had to pick between Pirlo, Declan Rice, and Leo Messi, I mean, obviously I'm gonna have Declan Rice taking that free kick, right? Well, you're looking at me like I said something crazy.
Even as a joke, putting him in the conversation is bad. How dare you?
No, dude. Szoboszlai is the player of the season, man. I'm genuinely not even trying to be a Liverpool fanboy. I can't think of another player who's been this influential for his team all season. I can't think of one player. He's the best. He's the best currently in the Premier League.
Not a bad shout. That pains me to hear that. But so as much as Arsenal fans will say Rice, United fans are saying Bruno. And I think Bruno's great. I think he's done a lot. Good member. But some of the whinging stuff still bothers me and gets to me. Although he might have better numbers than Szoboszlai, and people can make an argument for that. I would rather have Szoboszlai. I think he's incredible.
And Bruno's not bad, like you said. He's really, really good, but I don't think Bruno can play in the six. I don't think Bruno can go play right back. I don't think you put Bruno on the right wing. Szoboszlai's done all of that. That's what you want. That's why the numbers are there for Bruno and not Dominic. But moving on, so I don't have to keep riding these guys. Let's go to the other side of Merseyside. 3-2, Everton against Newcastle.
Dude, I am waiting for Newcastle, especially coming off that Carabag, like how they blew him out of the water. I'm waiting for something to happen in the Prem. And yes, Everton's had a decent season by their standards. I am at a loss for words, and I'm a Eddie Howe fan, but I am losing. I'm losing an argument here, man. Eddie Howe's like playing Voltemar as a midfielder. Like I don't see the logic. Somebody explain it to me. Because I mean, did you see? You saw the goal where Babby like fell and it hit his back and went in. It's almost like, dude, I am having that kind of season.
It's just like comedic, dude.
Exactly.
It's
There's
just so
nothing I can
funny.
do.
I mean, you guys are supposed to be the new boogeymen.
That reminded me of
just Newcastle. Still, you're still Newcastle.
That reminded me of Chicharito's goal. Remember when he fell and scored with his face 10 years ago? That's like Barry. He just fell and rolled on it, and I was like, oh my gosh! Like to lose to that, I would be distraught as a player. I would be so frustrated, especially because last year there was an argument. Obviously, you guys won the title, so I'm sure yours is better. But there was an argument that Newcastle's midfield rivaled Liverpool's as far as quality. Like sometimes throughout the season, people were saying they were better than Liverpool's. I don't think so. But when they had Joelinton Tonali and Bruno Guimaraes, they overperformed last season. And people were setting unrealistic expectations. But dude, talk about falling off a cliff.
I mean, Isak's great. Isak's, second best 9 in the Premier League behind Haaland. But there's no way that he was the entire glue to that team. He's still a 9. He's still a number 9. He's not amazing on link up play. He's good at hold up, but you're not expecting Isak to take the ball from close to the halfway line and then dribble past 8, 9 people and slam it in. That's just not what he does. And yeah, I think that midfield is overperforming. Tonali is much better than what that team is. He is a monster.
There's rumors of him being linked to United. Just saying. I
You
would
know where he
love it
needs
if
to
that
go.
were to happen.
It sucks he has a huge gambling problem, but he should go home. He needs to come home.
I don't think Milan will pay. So
Well,
where do you want him to go?
I want him to go Milan.
Well, yeah, sure, but they're not going to
He's a
pay.
maniac. He loves the money, and Milan won't pay the money. But yeah, United could take him, but I don't think there's really anyone in the league who particularly needs a Sandro Tonali right now.
What do you mean?
That's on the top. That's the top half.
Casemiro's leaving. Imagine this is the hard part because people have been linking Anderson or Baleba and Tonali. So like one of those two defensive mids and Tonali as an 8 or to play in the double pivot. And I think that would be great. But then what happens to Menu?
Exactly.
And you keep Bruno up there. So it's like, oh. But to be fair, between injuries and squad depth, you look at City, you look at Arsenal, and even Liverpool, sometimes you need that many good players. Your bench is somebody else's starting 11. So, hey, I'm never going to say no to Tonali. Of course, I'll take him. And honestly, I think he's more proven than some other players that we've been linked with. Like Baleba's been well. He had one good season and he sucked this season. So he's got a 50-50 shot of him actually being good. And I know the different positions. Anderson, Baleba are more of a 6, while Tonali's more of an 8. But Tonali's done it in Milan and he's done it at Newcastle. Like every season, other than the season he was banned. So you kind of have to go for the for sure win, in my opinion.
It's not a bad shout. I just want Milan to be good again, man. Just let me dream. Just let me dream. Just let them be semi-competent
I
for
am right
once.
there with you.
Just for once, be semi-competent, please.
Now, you mentioned this next fixture earlier. Spurs, Fulham. Again, Spurs are in free fall. Fulham, we talked about this the last time. They're a good team. They are a good team. I think they are underrated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I still think this Spurs team, between the wages and the names that are on the back of those jerseys, they should be doing better than this.
Richarlison's the ultimate pick the ball out of the net number 9. And what I mean by that is that he's great at scoring goals when it does not matter. Like, all right, great. Thanks, Richarlison, you scored. After he scored, even still watching that game, I mean, Harry Wilson, whoever picks that guy up, good job. He's dynamite. But, I mean, Richarlison scores, he picks the ball up, he likes to talk a lot of smack. There's a reason why you're on Spurs, mate. You're the ultimate. Oh, my gosh. We're down 2 with 10 minutes to go. Let me bag one right now. Okay. Good. Great job. I mean, you have some pride, I guess. Igor Tudor is supposed to be the guy to stabilize them. You're playing a 4-4-2 in 2026. You have Conor Gallagher playing on the right midfield. Huh? What?
I don't mind some teams that are playing 4-4-2 because it seems like it is coming back. However, you need the players to do that. I don't think a lot of players these days, particularly those two that are sitting in midfield, in the center midfield, have that skill set. We talked about this last time too, like a Rice. They're pretty good at everything, but are they a master at just one particular thing? Like N'Golo Kante was a master at just
Beast.
beast at playing that 6 defensive block, right? And I feel like players are now more specialized into those things, and they're taught that growing up in the academies versus, hey, you need to be able to do everything. Sure, you can defend, but we need to practice your finishing. You're expected to do X, Y, and Z.
They're riddled with injuries, and I think what they need to do is fire their entire medical staff. Let me just go through the list. Walk with me for a second. Deji Spence, Ben Davies, Romero suspended, Destiny Udogie, Kulisevsky, James Madison, Brav Gall, Ben Dacour, Mohamed Kudus, Odebert. I don't want to say it's Tudor's fault. I don't want to really particularly throw blame on Thomas Frank because I still like Thomas Frank. No one can stay healthy there, man. James Madison, who was never known as being a guy who can string together 20, 25, 30 game seasons. He's always injury prone. You get someone who's known for being injury prone and bring him to one of the worst medical staffs in the Prem. You're kind of going to get what you get. I mean, Brev Gall is supposed to be good. He can't stay healthy either, man. I mean, Lusesky, it's sad. I mean, all those guys are going to lose half their wages because they're going to go down, man. I just don't see them staying up anymore. New manager bounce, at least get a draw. You got smacked your first game, and then you got dominated in this one. 2-1 does not tell the story, man. They had no chance in this game.
If Spurs go down, I think this is going to be the biggest shocker of our lifetime in the Prem. This is wild. They're, like we said, they're very close. They're only 4 points off. I don't think they will, but it's hard every week trying to make an argument for them that they're going to stay up because they seem to be in free fall.
I mean, as soon as I saw that they were getting Tudor, I was like, all right, you're accepting fate here. You know what's going to happen to you guys. They're going to have to sell most of that team, man. None of those guys are going to want to stay playing championship football. They'll come right back up for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, look at who they have. And granted, I'm going to count the injury players just to name a few, but Kulusevski, Xavi Simons, Romero,
Xavi,
Van der Ven. You have players that
Sar,
are definitely Premier League quality and arguably Champions League quality. How the hell are you flirting with relegation?
It's weird, man. It's almost like these guys came here and they just wanted to live in London. They didn't really care about competing and trying to get a Champions League or win the Premier League. They just wanted to live in London, play, I was about to say White Hart Lane, play at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's an amazing stadium. It's awesome. They spent all that money on a top class stadium for them to have to play championship football. I'm not exaggerating, dude. This is a very, very realistic possibility. You should have stayed at White Hart Lane. Just stay there. And I want to go back to Xavi Simons, man. I have heard about Xavi Simons for what feels like 12, 14 years. This kid was supposed to be dynamite. And I fully bought into it. He went to PSG, didn't really work out. Fine. It goes over to PSV and it starts all clicking like, oh, yes, this is the guy we've been told about. This is the Xavi Simons that everyone expected to be here. He finally gets the big move. It's not even like, oh, well, he's still adjusting to the game. You know, he just came from Leipzig. Like Atike, Eschko, these guys, even Woltemade, they've all come from the Bundesliga. They don't seem to be having this issue at all. This can't be happening. We're getting to be this guy who everyone's heard about for years and years. You're going to be the next Xavi.
Yeah, I don't know about the next Xavi, but he's young. He's got time to prove doubters wrong, but it's a lot of stop starting. He needs a new set of spark plugs or something. Especially when he came to the Prem, I wanted him at United. I think he would have been a good 10. It depends on who you surround yourself with, and I didn't think Spurs was the right move per se. And he's going to have to put on some weight to compete with some of these guys in the Prem. Come bigger, faster, stronger. He has the technical ability, man.
Yeah.
He just needs to start producing.
His clock's got to speed up, man. All those Bundesliga guys, they kind of had that issue, Barham, Ultimate, and Ekatike at the start of the season. They had this issue of like, okay, my internal clock is too slow. I don't have time to take 2-3 touches to figure out what I want to do. I have time to take a touch, maybe 2, and then I have to get the ball away or I need to do something with it. And he's just not getting that, man. You need to have good players around you. Quality only produces more quality. He's not surrounded by bums, man. Solanke is not the worst 9 in the world. Paulinho was highly coveted. Didn't really work out at Bayern, but he's not a bum. Archie Gray, I like Archie Gray. I think he's good. Van de Ven is not terrible. Colomouani, he plays for France. He's a regular. He's not a bad 9. What needs to click for you, man? Like, what aren't you getting about the Premier League yet?
If I could answer that, I'd probably be coaching. All right, so that's enough of the Prem, guys. We're going to quickly go through some other leagues before we run out of time here. So we'll start with Serie A, arguably my favorite. It's kind of dull for me. You would have asked me this 5 weeks ago, I would have been, title race. But Inter, as it stands right now, is 10 points clear, and it's becoming just another boring season. And if I'm honest, Inter dominated for a while, and after that, Juve had like 10 years when they won, and it was kind of simultaneous with Bayern winning 10 years in a row. And it's boring when you see the same thing over and over. And obviously to see your rivals particular just be so dominant over the last few years, it's annoying. And I think Milan are probably just feeling the strength of not having that much depth.
Yeah.
They're punching above their weight. but a 10-point gap, although they won this weekend, I'm just like, all right, at least we'll make Champions League.
We're no
Maybe next
competition,
season.
man. We have no football to play for.
No.
We're out of Copa. We're out of European football, and we're still just okay. We're okay. I fully believe Pulisic's gone. Leao just doesn't care about football really, so he's probably going to stay at Milan forever. Mignon, he's an idiot for signing that contract extension. I'm happy he signed it. He's a freaking moron, man. I mean, you're gonna win a Scudetto, maybe. You're never gonna challenge for the Champions League. There's no way.
Yeah, I don't think we'll challenge for the Champions League in his time there because he's already getting on in his 30s. But I don't know if we'll lose Pulisic. This is the best team he's performed at, and granted, he's had some injuries lately, but overall, nothing compared to Dortmund and Chelsea's injury record. So I think he'll stay. And I think we will get some players now that it looks like we're going to qualify for the Champions League. However, with that being said, it's the same roller coaster. We'll hit second place. We'll get into the Champions League. And next year when we actually play, we're going to end like 7th or 8th, maybe even 9th in Serie A, get knocked out early in Champions League. And we just can't handle all these competitions. And it's annoying. It takes us a couple years to get back up there. And then the same shit happens. I
We've
hope I'm wrong.
been saying this for all year, man. I mean, it almost feels like 3 years, dude. The Serie A, it's not what it once was, and like I'm not expecting every team to be amazing. Not every team needs to be a Champions League caliber team. But good Lord, man. How are they all actually this bad? When you look at the grand scheme of things, they're bad. They're not good clubs. European football proves it. They're not good. They don't play good football. They have some great players here and there. Inter has probably the most loaded squad. Napoli has great players. I mean, Como has some solid players. Of course, there's Milano, there's Juve. It's not the 80s, it's not the 90s anymore. If you're gonna play to your strengths, then actually be good. Actually be good at them. Don't just kind of half-ass it. That's just what they've been doing. We're Italian football. We're iron defense. We have Abaggio, Del Piero, we Totti, someone who can just light you up all on his own. Can you think of an Italian forward that can do that?
No, definitely not. Those glorious days are long gone, and I think the sooner people accept that, the better. With that being said, I'd like to see some sort of spark in the new generation. And other than Inter, that have a handful, they're the only. I don't even want to say exciting team because they're not exciting to me, but it's the only one that can try and compete in the Champions League. Not this year, but
Gosh.
generally, it's weird because what was it in the last 3 to 5 years, Italian teams are actually performing pretty well in Europe. Now we're getting spanked, and the gap's just getting wider, and I'm not happy about it. But that's enough. I don't want to say any more about Italian league before I get too upset. Let's talk about La Liga for a quick minute. Madrid lost again, this time to Getafe. There was red cards in this game for both sides, but they lost 1-0. This is now their second La Liga loss in a row. The points gap is starting to grow for Barca. They're now 4 points clear. What's going on? I know you're probably secretly smiling.
TAA talentless. Talentless Arnold. Trent talentless Alexander Arnold. I mean, oh my gosh, it warms my heart to see Madrid fans have to suffer through what we always had to defend. Trent's not good. Trent's not this. Trent's shit at defensive. No, no, no. Trent's great. Trent's great. Guess what, Madrid? He's a liability. He's a defensive liability. You cannot trust this guy to track a man, to read a ball correctly. And when he starts failing defensively, he just starts kicking the ball any which way. And they're not good passes. He's just trying to make something happen. Madrid has some injury issues. You're still Madrid. You still need to be good. And it seems that we've hit the cycle of Vinny. Don't come after me, Madrid fans. I'm just going to drop a hard truth bomb on you guys. He goes through a cycle where he's good for about a month and a half, then he completely disappears. And then he becomes a huge, pardon my French, a major asshole on the pitch. He doesn't really try to compete. He just tries to take his man on, loses the ball, gets in fights, winds up fans. Again, the abuse he gets, he doesn't deserve racial abuse. But you can't just keep being a dickhead and they get mad when people start getting upset with you. You keep going through this cycle of like, what do you say? I'll do it 10 times if I have to. Benny, you haven't even done it once. You've shown why you didn't deserve the Ballon d'Or. Mbappe is leading the Ballon d'Or standings right now. And that's the guy you're supposed to be competing with. That's the guy who He's coming in. He's now the guy in your team. You have the 7. He just got here. He's not that guy, man. He's good. Vinny's really good. He can go into any team in the world and probably be a starter, but they're just in the cycle, man. They're not all that. And it's great. It'd be so awesome if Madrid goes trophyless for me personally. I'd be so happy.
Come on, dude. You like
That's how much
Madrid.
I hate Trent. That's how much I hate Trent right now.
Well, that would break my heart if they go trophyless, and obviously I don't want that to happen. Look, when it comes to La Liga, there's really 2 teams that compete, and you have to be nearly perfect for the other one not to take you over. I don't want Barca to win it 2 years in a row, but it seems
They're so corny, man. I'd rather have Atleti win. It's like 99% faith, 1% skill. It's like, dude, you're freaking Barcelona. What are you buying into this underdog gimmick for? You're not Getafe. You're not Villarreal. You're not Atletico Bilbao. You're not even Real Betis. Who are you the underdog for? Because you owe more money than Madrid owe for players. You still owe people money.
underdog in Europe, probably. But that's about it. If this was last year, they were probably favorites. This year, I don't think anybody really has
But not
Barca
on
as
anyone's
favorites to win.
radar. I mean,
No.
Barca, Yamal got the hat trick. Great. I mean, awesome. But like you said, there's 2 teams that compete. It's a wonder why these guys who are world-class Ballon d'Or caliber players, quote unquote, aren't doing this week in, week out. It was a stinker Madrid had. Madrid had a stinker, man. You can't do that.
That's happening too often.
But it was Xavi's fault, right? It was a manager's fault.
I never thought it was Xavi's fault, but at the same time, I don't think Xavi's system and the style he has isn't fit for Madrid players.
I just don't
It's
think
different. It takes a different
Galacticos thing
breed.
just won't work anymore, man. It's teams are too well coached. They're too disciplined. They all work hard for each other now. Where we have 9, 10 players who are just the best in the world at their positions that will win the game for us. That's just not going to happen anymore, man. When they won in Paris 22, they didn't win because they were obviously the best team on the pitch. They won because Courtois had the best game of his life. He played out of his freaking mind. And then guess who was the liability on defense who gave up the Vinny goal? Trent Alexander-Arnold did that.
Madrid clearly didn't get Trent for his defensive capabilities. I think everybody sees that he has flaws there. Personally, even Trent at his heyday would not, still till now, put him over Danny Carvajal. Danny
No.
Carvajal can do both sides of the game. Yes, Trent can do the offensive part probably better as far as swinging balls in, but not by much. And I think what Carvajal brings defensively outweighs Trent. Now, obviously, Carvajal's getting older. He's struggling with injuries and stuff. But honestly, Trent hasn't done much this season. Might not get it. Maybe it's the pressure. I don't know. But if you were going to talk that big of a game, you're going to piss off that many fans at Liverpool. You got to do something, dude. You got to just to
Go get
throw
your
it
Ballon
back in
d'Or.
your face. Not even that. Just win Champions League your first year. Get a treble. Do something to throw it back in Liverpool's
Or
face.
at least win a trophy. We're on track to not win any.
Yeah.
And again-
Congratulations, man. Any other game that you want to talk about, Joey?
I kind of just want to talk about Brighton because they do play Arsenal coming up this weekend. Brightons aren't scrubs, man. They're not the worst team in the world. And if you don't respect them, they will take points off of you at any given time. Forest, and this is the reason why I want to talk about the Brighton game. Forest looks like they're about to fire. What is it? They had Ange.
Nuno.
Now they have Nuno.
They had Nuno first, then Ange.
Nuno. Thank you. It was Nuno. Then it was Ange, and now they're on.
Sean Dyche.
They look like they're gonna fire him.
They already fired Sean Dyche. I'm trying to think who's in charge now. I couldn't tell you.
Angelos Marinakis might be one of the worst owners of all time, dude.
If you ask Forest fans, though, a lot of them really like him because they would have never got to the Prem if it wasn't for him. With that being said, bringing Edu from Arsenal has seemed to gone disastrous. And if I'm Marinakis, I'm thinking it was going so well with Nuno and we got European football. Yes, it wasn't pretty, but it was effective. Do I stick with that and get rid of Edu or get rid of the manager? And clearly he thought sticking with Edu was the right thing, but it not paving out. I'm surprised Edu's still in the job. Every appointment he's had has been terrible so far.
Morello's out of there, dude. Anderson's out of there. I think Nico Williams, I think a halfway decent club is going to try to get him out of there.
Gibbs White staying.
Gibbs White staying. They're going to probably have to start playing Ryan Yates again, which Yates is not bad, but Yates is a championship caliber player. He is.
At this rate, I predict Forest will go down in the next year or two.
Please let West Ham stay up so we can see the bloodiest derby of all time. Please. Pretty,
Yeah.
please.
To go back what you were saying though, Brighton, not as strong as they've been over the last 5 years. They're having some issues. However, I'm always worried about them when United play them. I feel like Brighton always get a result, particularly a win against us. I'm not so sure that they'll be able. You said they were playing you guys coming up, right?
No, they're playing Arsenal.
Arsenal. I'm not sure they'll be able to do much to Arsenal, man.
Mid-table tactics fail against mid-table
Welbeck
teams.
can cause them trouble, sure, but
Mitoma?
I'm not seeing it this year, man. I think that Arsenal
I'm
back
not
four
saying
center
they're
backs are
gonna,
too strong.
they're gonna dominate them. Arsenal's good. This is more of like, being delusional and dreaming. But like, Arsenal hasn't done enough to convince me that they will for sure destroy Brighton. Teams have gotten surprise results. Wolves, like you just said, Wolves got a result against them. Why not Brighton? Why can't it be Brighton? I mean, they have better players than Wolves. Danny Welbeck. Danny Welbeck's like, what, 33 now? Still bagging.
Yeah.
Still bagging like a madman. I
Playing better
mean,
than when he did when he was playing for United.
I hope he can come back and just be a boogeyman to his old club. That's all I really want to see. That's what I love seeing. I love seeing guys get their lick back. I love
I
seeing
think
it.
players love doing that.
But yeah, and Welbeck, he's in form. So I think anything is possible. But I want to touch briefly on the championship because everyone's favorite love story, man. We follow them so closely. I'm a huge fan of these guys. I'm not at all. Wrexham is in a playoff spot.
Yeah.
Is
Right
it
now, they're
possible?
currently sitting at 57 points, so they're 6th place, right? So hitting that last spot for the playoffs. However, they're only 3 points off of 4th place, dude.
I mean,
One victory takes you up there. It's so tight.
it'd be cool. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I was just talking, very sarcastically and talking down on them. It'd be cool. It'd be really, really cool to see them just every year. Don't keep going, and then to finally get to the Prem, that's a completely different jump. I mean, League One to the Championship is a huge jump. Championship to the Premier League is a different galaxy. Trying to get there, and it'd be cool, man. But I don't know if they're ready for it quite yet. I just
They're
don't.
definitely not. They would come straight back down.
Yeah.
But it would be fun.
It'd be very cool.
Can you
And then
imagine both them?
My boys, Blackburn Rovers.
Why are they your boys?
Well, I just like supporting a random championship team, and I've been supporting Blackburn for a few years. Mainly
Okay.
just because of Shearer and the legacy that they have with it
Well,
all.
they're going to stay championship.
Oh, I
Maybe-
mean, it looks like
maybe
they might
drop
go to
down,
League
but-
One.
Yeah, they're close. But can you imagine having Millwall and Wrexham come up? That'd be exciting for 2 different reasons. But
Yeah. One's where, yay, sunshine and rainbows, and one is just pain and agony, man.
yeah, entertainment
But
nonetheless.
yeah, that's why we watch football, isn't it?
100%. 100%. All right, everybody. Well, that wraps up today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit the notification button so that way you will be notified when the next episode comes out.
Tell your friends.
All right, everybody. Take care. We'll see you in the next episode of Tiki Talka.
Bye-bye.